Well, that's simply not true. What they did was they changed the way the lottery operates under the National Lottery Act of 2003, and we've uncovered through Freedom of Information requests £1.1 billion.
Well, I think that what has happened in the past 6 months is that we've had a new Prime Minister who has pretended to be the change. We know that Britain wants change. We know the majority of people think our country is heading in the wrong direction.
Well, I think the budget that he announced last year is being implemented now as part of this finance bill. You know, you've got the cut in the basic rate of tax to 20 pence, that's its lowest rate for 75 years. You've got the big increase in tax credits.
Well, I don't think so. It's a straightforward issue. It's a complex parliamentary procedure, but it's just the issue of should we have a referendum on the European Treaty. That referendum was promised at the last general election by all the main political parties.
And you, Prime Minister, in your self-indulgent, plagiarised 67-minute opus last week, how much did you dedicate to Iraq or Afghanistan or the armed forces?
Well, obviously I felt very sorry for Peter. He said that he now feels he has to resign to clear his name. I believe that he will do so. Clearly I'm very honoured to be asked to take on what is a key plank of any new Labour government.
No, I think the answer is no, because, as Rebecca has conceded, the proposals are uncosted and as yet unclear. They're certainly very complicated because they rely very heavily on means-tested benefits, and they're almost certainly not targeted.
We have more people in work in this country than at any time in history. Clearly, there are difficult international circumstances, but the key is ensuring that Britain weathers that storm. So far, we have done remarkably well compared to other countries.
Well, I certainly want to explain what the present budget is, because I did exactly what I said before we won the right to host the Games. I said I was going to do, which was immediately after we won the Games.
And probably most importantly, I've spoken to Gillian Gibbons. Given that we have stressed that her welfare has been at the heart of all of our activities over the last week, I'm very pleased to report that she's in remarkably good spirits. This is a flagship piece of government legislation. It was announced in the Queen's speech. It has the support of the Royal College, the support of the Medical Research Council, the support of the Wellcome Trust, the support of the BMA.
People to travel safely and securely with minimal hassle, which is why we've got to get these measures proportionate. And I was very pleased to see Lord West this morning saying in an interview that actually if we implement these measures, we'll have one of the most secure.
Gordon Brown is such a lucky man because this is a tiny set of elections. There's only going to be a little short of 3,000 seats up in England. Last year it was 11,000, so relatively modest gains of 80 to 100. And I think that's fundamentally for two reasons. First of all, we have not campaigned hard enough right across the country, and certainly in our heartland areas, Valley seats, for example, and the very good result in Bridgend.
One of the problems is, I spent yesterday in hostels and I've spent all year writing reports about this subject, that there aren't enough sort of affordable homes, enough social houses being built, much fewer, far fewer in the last 10 years than in the previous period.
Well, I made it very clear at the time that I disassociated myself entirely from the title of the document. I apologised to Nick. Nick accepted that apology, and that's the end of the story. And I would merely point out to your questioner there